Hey, what's going on? My name is Jack Lane. Welcome back to a brand new video here at the channel. Today we've got a brand new um video here. It's another Blade video. To be honest, I love talking about Blade. Blade is probably one of my favorite things to talk about on the channel at the moment, just because I've been talking about it so much. Literally been on my iPad just looking at news articles, and this one popped up, and I thought I'm gonna do a video on this. I don't know when this is releasing, whether it's releasing Saturday, early Saturday morning here in the UK, or late Saturday evening, or really some point on Saturday, but really some point on the 3rd of August. I just don't know when. But yeah, there's a Blade article that's out, and it's about a 2026 MCU movie release cancelled. And it's interesting. So we're going to take a look at it right now. 2026 MCU movie release cancelled as Blade remains on course despite Comic-Con snub. Disney's updated slate for the next 3 years removes MCU movie, yet the troubled Blade retains its 2025 release date 5 years after its original San Diego Comic-Con 2019 announcement. The MCU's Blade reboot still doesn't have a finished script or a confirmed director, and its November 2025 is fast approaching. Blade was notably absent from the Marvel Studios panels at San Diego Comic-Con 2024, suggesting that the MCU Blade movie is in trouble. I'd say once again it's been 2019 for crying out loud. However, it seems like Marvel still has enough faith in Blade to keep its current release date. As confirmed by Variety, Disney has revised its 2024 to 2027 movie slate, updating the titles of movies such as Avengers Doomsday, Fantastic Four First Steps, most importantly an untitled MCU movie previously set to be released on July 4th, 2026, has been removed from the schedule, while Blade still retains its November 7th, 2025 release date. So it seems like we're not getting a movie before Avengers Doomsday now. So Blade, if Blade does come out in November, that could be the last movie we get before Avengers. What 2026 and 2027 MCU releases are and what was cancelled? The MCU will likely focus on Avengers movies and its related projects. After Marvel San Diego Comic-Con 2024 announcements, it's clear that the biggest two projects on Marvel Studios' schedule are Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, set to release in 2026 and 2027 respectively. Taking Avengers Doomsday's hefty budget and Marvel's recently reduced output into the same account, Avengers Doomsday is likely to remain unaccompanied in 2026. However, if Marvel were to add a 2026 slot back into the slate, the strongest candidates for this spot would be a Doctor Strange 3, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings 2, are the two most likely MCU sequels to deal with the multiversal themes. I disagree. I don't think we're going to be getting them. However, following the same logic, the projects with fewer connections to Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars are the most likely to be delayed or cancelled. Armor Wars hasn't received any updates in a while. It's a dead show at this point, and the highly rumoured World War Hulk remains unconfirmed. If either project previously held the 2026 spot, then Marvel's all-out bet on Avengers Doomsday may have caused it to exceed its release date to a bigger movie in 2027. Avengers Secret Wars will likely be accompanied by two big MCU releases as well, possibly Thor 5, Spider-Man 4, in alliance with Sony, or the Doctor Strange and Shang-Chi sequels, depending on 2026's MCU slate. I think Spider-Man 4 would be the 2026 film. So, and I'll have a video coming out on that in a couple of days, literally, like, maybe even today. But yeah, so we had Avengers Doomsday, then we had a movie that was removed, then we had Secret Wars, then we had an untitled MCU movie and an untitled MCU. So we have a lot of MCU films, but one of them has been removed. Probably because Doomsday is like just bloated in budget since the RDJ signing. Disney can still make various changes to its schedule in the near future and add one or two MCU movies to the Marvel Studios movie schedule. Nevertheless, Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, huge budget, cast, and logistical needs will likely require Marvel Studios to exchange a higher number of projects for a more careful preparation of what could be the biggest superhero events in movie history. Meanwhile, the clock is ticking for the Blade's behind the scenes issues to subsidize, but the 2025 movie still has enough time to finish development, enter production, and meet its release date. It does. It does, admittedly. So who knows? Blade. Let's go back to this and let's talk about it. Right, okay. Here's my output at the moment on these movies. The 2026 movie to be cancelled is interesting. And there's a couple of reasons why it's an interesting thing. I thought the 2026 film was, how do I put it? I thought the 2026 film was Spider-Man 4. And the reason why I thought that is because there's a particular video that I've recorded that is coming out after this one now. Strangely enough. But there was a Spider-Man 4 update, along with another MCU project update, and apparently their production times are around the same point in 2025. So I thought that potentially that was the 2026 movie before Avengers Doomsday. And I think it still could be. I just think that they want to announce it before. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong here. But Tom Holland only has one more appearance in the MCU. He only has one more appearance. And I have a strong feeling they're not going to waste that appearance on an Avengers movie because they want to use that appearance up and be like, look, okay, now can we get Spider-Man, or should I say a Spider-Man appearance, not a Tom Holland appearance, but a Spider-Man appearance on the MCU. And then go back to Sony and be like, look, okay, this is what we're going to do with the character. We're going to put him in both the Avengers films. Then we're going to do the trilogy. We know there's a new trilogy coming from Sony, whether it's Sony Marvel, whether it's just Sony in their own Marvel universe. I don't know which at the moment. No one does. But I honestly think this movie, this MCU movie that's been cancelled was Spider-Man, which causes concern. But I'm not too worried. It's interesting that Blade has still kept its release date for November. If any film was to be cancelled, I'd assume it would be that one. And we know after Secret Wars, it's a soft reboot from there on anyway. Because that's what's been rumoured and that's what's sort of been spoken about and confirmed. And, you know, it happens in the comics where it's sort of a soft reboot for things and then they go back to, like, how they were, just making more movies. As long as they don't reboot the series, the movie franchise, and just go, okay, so all them films that you loved, yeah, they don't mean anything now. As long as they don't do that, but they do a soft reboot where it's not so as connected to the past, I think that'd be kind of cool. Because I kind of guess that, you know, every film after Endgame for this multiverse saga was kind of a soft reboot. It was just done very poorly. I don't know. I mean, we know we're going into the mutant era. That's what we are in at the moment. Thanks to Deadpool and Wolverine, although that won't really start until after Avengers Secret Wars. But that's where we're at. Deadpool and Wolverine was the start of the mutant era, but that era won't start until, you know, 2027, 2028. So that's fine. Surprised that Blade is still there. Like, Blade has gone through production hell for like 5 years, and they're still like, we're gonna do this. We got this coming. This is coming. This is still happening. It's when do you just call time on the project and be like, okay, Blade's officially dead. Like, it's been 5 to 6 years now. They're still clamoring for a 2025 release date. Of course, Blade, as in the Marvel Studios Blade movie, got a reference. Blade's already appeared in the MCU via Eternals. So there's want for a Blade film. There's want by fans. There's want by, you know, I made a video on Blade, and it was the first video that ever blew up here on the channel, and it sort of made me love Blade a bit more than probably I would have done. But you know, I see every Marvel movie, so I'm a big movie guy anyway. But Blade, to me, I think Marvel Studios has another card up its sleeve. And I think that cancelled 2026 project could be moved to 2025. That's what I think. That's what I think. I'm okay to think that. Blade can still happen. It has to be very quick though, because the second that we hit like October, no, like when we hit November, where it's a year away, I'd be very shocked if they can do a script, do production, do shoot the film, post release in a year's time. Like movies can, you can get movies done quickly. You can, but what will be the effect of that? Marvel have said they want to do quality over quantity, and rushing the Blade film, Kevin Feige said, is not on his schedule. So I'm surprised that it's not Blade that's cancelled, but hey ho. 2026 MCU movie release date. The release has been cancelled. It's interesting. We can speculate what the movie was or what it was going to be. To be honest, the way I see it is that movie is still gonna happen. It's just moving dates. That's all. It's not like they've just pulled it and gone, "Now that's film's not going to do well." It's just we need to recoup some money because we're spending loads. So they're going to try and see what Captain America pulls in, makes profit. Okay, we can put that towards this film. Because let's say the new movie is like about 250 million movie. They've got to make $250 million profit on the next three projects to make it worth their while. And the fact that people are I'm doing another video on this to do with the two Avengers films about whether it's a big event or not, and my opinion on it, and what I see, where the points are coming from that side. But I don't know. I mean, it's interesting they cancelled an MCU project for Doomsday and Secret Wars. It was always going to happen the second that Robert Downey Jr. was announced to return. He's apparently on a $50 million per movie contract, and is set to gain $150 million. Because I believe he's in 3 films. He's in the 2 Avengers movies, and I believe he's in Fantastic Four. But Doom Theory is going to be covering that whole theory and how I think he's going to sharpen that. So yeah, I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you guys like wondering what the movie was? Are you guys excited for Blade? Do you think Blade's just dead on arrival at this point? Do you even think Blade's going to come out? I don't think it will release until I think they'll say they're doing it, but they're going to wait until that era, like the multiverse saga, is over. Because if you delay it till 2026, which they're not going to do, if you delay it till 2020, you might as well just delay. Well, I mean, everything after Secret Wars is after that saga, correct? That's what I'm thinking, logically. So who knows? Who knows where we're at? Who knows what's going to happen? But with that being said, I'll see you on my next video. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a subscribe if you're new and you want to join the channel. We are a movie channel. We have, making some great movie content here at the channel. A lot of it is Marvel and DC based at the moment. I do feel like a comic book channel because I'm just talking about the news related to them projects. But to be honest, that's the most exciting things that are coming out at the moment. Once Disney announces projects, I'm sure we're going to dive into the Disney stuff. I have a Shrek and Disney video on the channel now. So yeah, and I'll probably watch Despicable Me 4 at some point and put that video I finally watched this. I'm going to be rewatching all the Planet of the Apes films because the new ones come out and I'm like, I want to watch it. But I want to rewatch all the old ones first, or at least the newer ones of Matt Reeves' era. Because that's a continuation, of course. So I want to refresh my brain on a couple of these films and a couple of projects before I start making videos on them. But Despicable Me 4 and Inside Out 2, I might talk about eventually here on the channel when I finally get around to watch them. I'm just watching, at the moment, I'm actually watching a lot of TV. Watching a lot of TV shows at the moment. Loving my TV. Reading a lot of comics to do with Doom Theory and some Batman stuff that I want to do here. A lot of comic book stuff, but it's all fun. It's all fun and games at the moment. I just get to talk about what I want to talk about, and I'm loving every second of it. So, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye for now. And as always, stay cinematic.